What are some good movies you'll recommend to everyone if given the chance? Train to Busan. Incredible acting all round. Brilliant story with succinct themes. And clearly a project a lot of people cared about. It's one of the only movies I've bought to keep on streaming services, and I recommend it to anyone who's interested in Korean cinema. Best zombie movie out there. Imo. Midnight Run. Action. Humor. Suspense. Characters with great chemistry. What more could you ask for? It's GTA the movie before the game even came out. My Cousin Vinny. One of the best movies of all time. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It has such witty humor, and the combination of 80s music and history for some reason fit together perfectly. Be excellent to each other. What We Do in the Shadows. We're werewolves, not swearwolves. Big Fish. It's a beautiful story about a turbulent relationship between a father and a son, told through Tim Burton's magical realistic storytelling. It's one of my most favorite movies of all time. Makes me miss my dad every time I watch it. The ending of this movie hits me right in the feels. Good Will Hunting. A top 5 movie for me. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I know it's a kids movie, but it is absolutely amazing. Not a kids movie. Not a movie, but a miniseries. You haven't lived until you've seen Band of Brothers. Watched this with my dad when it was being released on television years ago. It's amazing. The Princess Bride. Never get involved in a land war in Asia. My Neighbor Totoro. Such a beautiful movie. When it premiered in Japan, it was a double feature with Grave of the Fireflies, Hot Fuzz, and while you're at it, Dead Poets Society. Just watched last night. 1917. Came here to say this. Top 3 movie in recent memory. Knives Out. If you're reading this, you are now legally obliged to watch Knives Out. Clue is the better had on it. Clue is my favorite movie of all time. I love it so gosh darn much. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Those poor fellows had a doozy of a day. Everyone should see Pan's Labyrinth at least once. It wasn't the magical dark fantasy I was hoping for. Goodfellas. Snatch. Fight Club. Trainspotting. American History X. V for Vendetta. No question. Remember the Gunpowder Treason and Plot. The Shawshank Redemption. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Loved that movie. Dark Knight. Interstellar. Interstellar. Came here to say this. Saving Private Ryan. Gangs of New York. Somebody's popped the butcher. This may seem obvious to some, but I'm 25 and there's a very large portion of the population my age that's never heard of A Knight's Tale. Less known and less acclaimed would be The Replacements, but I know how most people feel about Keanu Reeves, so it's always a recommendation from me. Lastly, Invictus, or The 16th Man, is a documentary about the same 1995 SA rugby team, is one of the greatest true stories of all time. The movie itself isn't necessarily phenomenal, but the sports story is matched only maybe by Miracle. About the 1980 US hockey team, A Knight's Tale was a great movie. It belongs in my list lol. Apocalypse Now. No Country for Old Men. Scarier than some scary movies. Edit. Why am I getting downvoted for this? Sugar is a terrifying character. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The Big Lebowski. You are obviously not a golfer. Spaceballs. Currently free to watch on YouTube. Big Trouble in Little China. Dazed and Confused. Someone's talking some reefer. There Will Be Blood. Schindler's List. Everyone should watch that movie. The Prestige. Honestly, I think everyone should see as many different types of movies as they can to find what they like. There are so many great films out there, it's hard to just recommend a few. But if I had to choose, I would recommend The Tree of Life, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Godfather, and The Shawshank Redemption are one of my favorites. The Grand Budapest Hotel. May I suggest a romantic comedy to expand different types? Wrist Cutters. A Love Story. 7 Psychopaths. About Time. I thoroughly enjoyed About Time. I didn't think that I would, but I did. The Other Guys. One of the best comedies ever. Gattaca. Dystopian future drama with Ethan Hawke. Silence. Masterpiece by Scorsese about faith and martyrdom in Japan. It depends, but my favorites are 7 Terminator 2 Prestige Mad Max Fury Road The Dark Knight Whiplash Green Book The Raid 2 Hacksaw Ridge 12 Angry Men and more. My vote goes for Shutter Island, Galaxy Quest, Memento, Moon, and Arrival. Criminally under-recognized movies as far as I'm concerned. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future, Alien and Aliens, Terminator, Predator, John Carpenter's The Thing, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Hunt for Red October, Jurassic Park, Office Space, Shawshank Redemption, Home Alone. I love movies and have lots of recommendations. Dogma, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I was lucky to go in blind. It's a gorgeous way to see the world through the eyes of someone surprised to be there. Inglourious Bastards. I always recommend Hot Fuzz to everyone wanting a good mystery with action and comedy. A Time to Kill. The Blues Brothers. Smiling Face with Sunglasses. Smiling Face with Sunglasses. Hereditary. It's the Exorcist of our generation, and nothing will ever change my opinion on that. The Book of Eli is a really good freaking movie. Stars Denzel Washington. The fight scenes are incredible and the story is well written. Treasure Planet. Fern Gully. Heat. LA Confidential. Wonder Boys. Shawshank Redemption, There Will Be Blood, Donnie Darko, Gangs of New York, Citizen Kane, Count of Monte Cristo, Birdman, John Wick, Godfather series, Inception, City of God, 7, Don't Watch Alone. Lucky Number, Slevin, The Hustler, V for Vendetta, Leon the Professional, American History X. Don't Watch Alone. Casablanca, Black Swan, The Departed, Green Mile, The Bourne Identities, Pulp Fiction, Braveheart, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Full Metal Jacket, Trainspotting, Snatch, Inglourious Bastards, Heat, A Beautiful Mind, Gone with the Wind. Really freaking long. Act of Valor, $1 Million Baby, Nightcrawler, Castaway, Unbreakable, Watchmen, Gladiator, The Guardian, The Patriot, Equilibrium, The Brothers Bloom, The Pianist, Big Fish, Across the Universe, The Jacket, The Good, The Bad and the Ugly, Requiem for a Dream. Lincoln, Saving Private Ryan. I made this list a few years ago for a friend. This is like a list of every dude bro film lover. Pineapple Express, The Hangover, Clueless, Breakfast Club, The Man, Step Brothers, Rock and Roller, The Fugitive, Mission Impossible 1, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, E.T., Unforgiven, Beverly Hills Cop, It's a Wonderful Life, Goonies, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Gone Baby Gone. Oh, I had to post again. Boondock Saints. Absolutely love it. Motherfrickin' Goodfellas. The Fifth Element. I'm always surprised how many people have never watched it. Watch IT. Point Break. 1991. Old Boy. Korean version, Children of Men. The Fisher King. Interstellar, The Arrival, Inception, The Matrix, Blade Runner, Original Coherence, Dune, The Endless, The Man from Earth, The Moon. There are a lot more, but these are the one I remember right now. People should keep adding good sci-fi and minfrick movies here. Everything made by Stanley Kubrick. Inside Man. A League of Their Own. Edge of Tomorrow. Always Be My Maybe. Good movies people forget how good they are. Watchable with parents. The Shawshank Redemption. Donnie Darko. Coherence. Fight Club. Wrist Cutters. A Love Story. Wisp of the Heart. A lesser known Studio Ghibli movie that is just so wholesome. Miracle in Cell Number 7. It's a South Korean movie based on a true story. Incredibly touching and brilliantly made. Office Space. Hidden Figures. Arrival. Bruce Almighty. 3 Idiots. I'm obsessed lately with recommending Encanto. If nothing else, watch it for the music, which is absolutely top notch. Easily the best Disney animated feature since Princess and the Frog. I think too many people are sleeping on the original Exorcist just because it's older and the scares aren't as intense. The subtlety and drama though are what really lend this film its power. The Child's Play remake was infinitely more charming and creepy than I ever would have expected. While we're talking about killer dolls, Annabelle Comes Home was dumb as rocks but deserves praise for the level of ambition it threw down. Did you skip Ouija? Origin of Evil? By Mike Everything I Touch is Brilliant Flanagan? Well, that was a frickin' mistake and a half. The Spy Who Dumped Me didn't deserve to be ignored like that. It's a stunner action film that happens to be a fantastic buddy travel comedy that happens to also star 2 women. The Place Beyond the Pines. I Am Sam. Caution, it's the first movie to make me cry. Probably here already, but A Bronx Tale. The Maltese Falcon. Dread Yojimbo, Akira, The Lord of the Rings. All 3. Letters from Iwo Jima and Flags of Our Fathers. Now You See Me. Venom. The Martian. Ocean's 11. I Am Legend. And World War Z. The Godfather movies are amazing. Except the third one. That one sucks compared to the first 2. Austin Powers. Brattleby with Crispin Glover if you enjoy weird, silly, slightly off the wall cult classic-esque type films. Wind River Traffic, The People Under the Stairs, Nightmare Alley. Safety Not Guaranteed is a nice safe choice. It's a fun cute little movie that has something for everyone. Great movie to save for when you don't know what to watch. Up one of the best movies I've seen, but I think many have seen the movie. Labyrinth. Have absolutely loved this movie ever since I was a kid, and the soundtrack is to die for. I listen to As the World Falls Down almost every night to help me sleep. 1917. The Mitchells vs. the Machines. Idiocracy. Napoleon Dynamite. Kung Pao. Enter the Fist. If they are into science or engineering at all, then I always recommend Primer. It's a super low budget movie about two guys who invent a time machine, but it deals with it in a very realistic and practical way. It's also mind-breakingly complex, and some pivotal plot stuff happens off screen or you need to infer what happened. Honestly, it could use a director's cut with some additional scenes, but in any case it rewards multiple viewings in a way most movies never come close to. Mary and Max. Free Guy. Amazing movie. Thief and Manhunter. Mean Streets. Repo Man. Life is Sweet. Mike Lee. Not Fellini. The Conversation, which is probably my favorite movie, and going even farther back, Double Indemnity and A Slight Case of Murder. The Dark Knight. Riding in Cars with Boys. Clerks. Atonement. I only recommend movies that might have slipped by people. Nothing pretentious or obscure, but I don't really see the point in telling people to watch popular movies that everyone has seen, like Saving Private Ryan, Princess Bride or Knives Out. These are all extremely popular movies that had huge audiences in the last 2 years. I've mostly responded to friends looking for movies to watch, with movies like Prisoners and Narc. Two good movies that people liked but didn't blow up like they probably deserved. Also Bone Tomahawk, so they can be traumatized. Cloud Atlas. Read the book, but the movie is also good. Boondock Saints. The Lost Boys. Eurotrip. Not exactly a movie, a musical. But Hamilton. Baby Driver. It has action, comedy, romance, drama, a fairytale-esque story, and even if you hate everything else, you'll enjoy the music. Plus, who doesn't like hats? Perfect Blue. Satoshi Kon is brilliant. Prisoners. Watching it with family friends was great, since theorizing on what's actually going on is super fun. The story is good, and I love the aspect of mystery. I definitely recommend it. Catch me if you can. There will be blood. Suspenseful. Incredible acting. Great storyline and cinematography. Take of Princess Kaguya.